Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today we've actually come to the sales centre. The reason being is, for you to understand Emaar Oasis, you need to understand Emaar, who are the main developer of Dubai. So we're actually going to have a little look around, look at the prototypes of the villas, look at the community itself, and just have a little bit of a yap. If I'm honest, it's obviously coming up to summer, so it's perfect right now because the sales centres are quite quiet because we're in July now. It's nearly 50 degrees today. I mean, I probably look really fresh, but that's just because I've came from a haircut car. It's absolutely sweltering. But yeah, let's go inside and see. Everyone's obviously seen the video of I'm saying, I'm going to sell my car, blah, 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 which I was always, as I said, I was quite upset about. I don't really want to sell it. Anyway, we agreed the car, and it wasn't even a car like I was like, ooh, super excited for. But I ended up going for actually a bigger car because for client experience in the future. Anyway, everything was agreed. Now this is tactics of Dubai. Now it's happened to me. They then say, right, put the deposit down. Let's get your finances approved. I went, okay, perfect. That's all done last week. They then come pick the car up on Saturday, right? Going, right, your car will be ready on Monday. Let us come pick your car up. We've agreed a price from the car twice. I've been to the garage twice. It's agreed. I'm like, fine, buy the car. I don't really mind. I'm not losing money. That was the whole reason I was switching it. I'm in Abu Dhabi. They call me and they go, hey Hannah, there's so much work to be done in the car. They don't know that the car's just out the garage a month ago because I always get the car fixed because it's like an expensive car and I've always been taught like look after what you have, so I'm always like make sure everything's pristine. They try and chip me 30k for the car after everything is signed, after everything's like in agreement, and my face is like, nah, you're taking the piss. So I was just like, do you know what, leave the car, don't really want it anyway. They had thought I had sent the deposit because I was meant to have sent it on Friday, but some things in life you should actually be slow with, not everything's a rush, and I've learned that from one of my biggest clients. And when they never said they were picking up the car, they just said me on Saturday, so I was like, I'm going to wait to see why they're picking up the car before I send this deposit over, because if I'd sent the deposit over, I know I would have struggled to get that price back up, and I know they would have been like, oh sorry, it's unrefundable, you've chosen the car, we'll put everything through. So the guy texts me, and obviously their finance department, the sales department don't speak. They say to me, oh yeah, loads of problems. One of the problems, the window wiper doesn't work. And I was like, I know the window wiper works. Like, I actually know it because it was raining a few weeks back and I clicked it up and down and they were saying this and that, and I had a report because I always keep files of everything that we've had done to the car, and I know the guy that fixed our car, so I'm always like, just do everything, don't leave anything out, just do it if anything's problematic. So I called them and go, I'm not emotionally attached to this car. You've just agreed to finance and I don't want to do business with you now because I go on word. And if I've come to your garage twice, had a car approved, and now you believe I'm sucked into the deal because my finance is approved on the car, stuff your car, I'm walking away. And the guy's on the phone like, oh miss, it's fine, we can do it at the normal price. And I'm like, but you've just lied to me, so why do I want to do business with you when you were just trying to chip me when you thought the deposit was paid? Because if the deposit was paid, you would have struggled. So that really sums up how people do business in Dubai, is they just try and put the knife in last minute to try and get a deal out of you. But I was just speaking to my partner now, so I'm like, do we go ahead with the crowd? They call me back up and like, oh yeah, you get the right price, but now I've got like a bit of ick in my mouth. And I guess it's like if you were to buy a property and I was to go, we're getting it at this price, we're getting it at this price, the last minute when the deal's about to be done, Form F's about to be signed, I go, oh by the way, we're changing the price. With no preempt. Obviously sometimes this happens when we go to a launch, we know the prices start at 1 million, but they might go up to 1.5. But we preempt you for the same reason as how I feel now. You never preempt me that it might go to the garage and it comes down for the price. That was never firmed the price twice. Now they think the deal's done with, oh, we're going to take 30k off the deal. Absolutely not happening. So yeah, was furious because I'm a lady of my word. And I was like, you just don't do that in business at all. Now they might have lost both deals. So they were getting my car to sell and a car bought. Now it could be going somewhere else. Now I'm like, do I even want to sell my car? So many questions. We're in Emaar. Just let you know. The reason I came to this sales office is because we're in Dubai Hills. Now you hear me speak often about Dubai Hills. And the reason that is this size of land, and this is the master plan. I mean, it looks really out of proportion, a bit like how Africa is actually big in America, but on the world map, America looks bigger than Africa. This is very much the same aspect as Emaar Oasis in Dubai Hills. Fun fact of the day. Dubai Hills Estate and Emaar Oasis is both 100 square meters of land mass. However, the community we're in, Dubai Hills, which is gorgeous, has 27,000 units, whereas Emaar Oasis, as we know, will have a maximum of 7,000. There's obviously rumours now that it will only be around 3,500, maybe a little bit less, but let's see. Now, this is the reason I've brought you here, is to truly understand low density. If you're living in the same land mass of 100 square meters, that's the same size as small cities in Europe. To only have less than 7,000 units, as I said, around 3,500, really shows the low density of Emaar Oasis. Now, I always say, although the land mass is the same size as Dubai Hills, Emaar Oasis direct competitor, in my opinion, is Emirates Hills. It's the only other community in the full of Dubai that has only villas and mansions. Now, when we look at the price per square foot in Emirates Hills, you're buying in it no less, even for renovation, at around 3,000 square foot. This We were able to buy in at around 1,600 for the earlier phases. This is the epitome of an investment. But let's take the investment out of it. Let's look at Emaar Oasis itself and why you as an end user would want to live in a community like this. So if we look at the whole section of the map, this side was the first phase. You have Palmyra, you have Mirage, Palmyra 3, Palmyra 2, and Lavita. Now, I believe these first phases were actually the most exclusive. They were all low density. Your largest one's around 256, which is Palmyra 1, then Mirage, and then your Lavita, Palmyra 2, and Palmyra 3 all have less than 60 units within these clusters. Whereas when you look at the lateral phases, your Address, Palace, Mave 1, and Mave 2, they've all got surplus of 400 units and a mixture of 4, 5, and 6 bed villas. The whole community itself, and the reason it is going to be so exclusive, I believe this is where the billionaires and millionaires will migrate to when they realize Emirates Hills is a little bit dated, the Palm is a little bit touristy. They will come to the area of Emaar Oasis because one, you have beachfront living. They have spent 25%, so over 25,000 square meters, primarily for lagoon style living. And guess what? I was there the other day and the lagoon is bright blue. This is the biggest fear we all had. Is it going to be blue? Because we've seen what happened with the Address Hillcrest and it was more of a lake, whereas the brochure looked like a lagoon, crystal blue. So I went to check it out for you and we will insert a caption or a video here, but it is bright blue, piercing blue, that I'm really excited about that aspect because I really think this is going to drive the community prices up in years to come. But also as an end user, if you're watching this, of course you're going to want to look at crystal blue lagoons out of your bedroom and kitchen every single day. To be able to go there at the weekend where we have each cluster has a minimum of 2 private beaches in their clusters, to be able to go there at the weekend without even having to travel to the tourist dense areas because only the residents will be able to use this private beach and swimmable lagoons and pools within. So that is one major aspect. 2, you've got Hadley Heights and Grand Polo behind it. Therefore, Emaar Oasis will be the mansion and villa community of this side of town, just outside Hessa. But you're also going to have a mall on the outskirts of it, which is going to be a similar size to the Mall of Emirates. You're going to have the best schools, the best hospitals. You're going to have nurseries and everything within a community that people will no longer need to leave. Just like Dubai Hills. The reason Dubai Hills has been such a success, one, it's obviously super green, but it's a community within a community. Dubai Hills Estates Hills Park is over 10,000 square feet, and it wasn't a last minute thought, which happens to a lot of developers in Dubai where they just throw in a park, bring in some green space. Emaar Oasis has been intentional. They've built it around Lagoon. Dubai Hills, the reason Hill, it was intentional, it was around a park, hence the premium price point. The green space, the mall alone brought 25% appreciation, the golf course itself brought appreciation. This is Emaar's, probably one of Emaar's most successful communities. When I lived here 5 years ago, the prices were ridiculous to what they are now. And that isn't just because of the hype of Dubai, that's because the Western world love to live into communities that they don't need to leave. And it's a new concept for Dubai. Emaar Oasis is going to be the exact same, however, it's around waterfront. Now, the reason people want to be around water, not only they can go there at the weekend, but your air that you breathe is cleaner, feels less hot because the water evaporates the heat and therefore you have cooler temperatures. Having over 25,000 square meters of just green space and running tracks will reduce temperatures, will make it feel greener, more homelier. And also, although we love to say that we live in a desert, people don't want to feel they live in a desert, and the Oasis will be a tranquil, holiday-like resort. Similar to what I would say the lagoon is in Al Barari, which has now shot up prices around the bay because people love looking at that crystal blue lagoon that they can swim in, that they can walk around, that they can go to gym. You're going to have this throughout the full master community. This is Emaar Oasis, and this is something you clearly have to understand. Now, what we've been told is Palmyra 1, 2 and 3 will be handing over in the next year. This will be the entry point, it looks like, that they're building. This is also going to be a new road right the way around the corner that will be cutting through Damat Lagoons, from my understanding. There'll be a clear road to make it shorter. If you look at one of our previous videos, we actually timed how far it was to get around the whole of Emaar Oasis. It took 14 minutes. That will severely reduce once this road opens and cuts through the side. One thing to note, and as an investor, if you're in early phase, so up to the Lavita phases, which will all be done by around 2028, you are going to be living the construction site, because we look at this side, this will not all be complete until 2030. What I would advise is if you're buying now, look at this more as maybe a rental product to begin with. And then by the time this 50% of the full community will be complete by 2030, potentially renovate it. Then you're going to have something more unique. This is what we've seen in the likes of Sidra. These were launched at around 2.5 to 5 million dirhams. Once the renovations were complete, once the community matured, some even sold for nearly 20 million dirhams. These will resell on Handover at a minimum of 2,500 a square foot. That means you're going to be entry point is going to be around nearly 15 million dirhams. Imagine what will happen when the community matures and when you do renovations to these very standardized villas. They're still perfect, but let's be serious, Emaar are great at building the same house over and over again. What will be differentiate your investment or your family home will be how you decorate it within. But what I will say is Emaar Oasis has really maximized your plot. In 9 months of the year, everyone loves living in the garden. They like hosting, they like having their own pool, barbecue area. So to have a huge garden that you can fit a paddle court, even a small tennis court in some locations that go all the way up to nearly 20,000 square foot plot, which is unheard of in Dubai. This is what you're getting in Emaar Oasis. And this is why end users and investors alike are looking here to live. The billionaires and millionaires will be migrating here. There'll be privacy. There'll be areas to host. I was in the Mirage 5-bed and I'm not joking. 30 people were in that house and it felt empty. So that just tells you how big they are, and that was the mediocre size. That was around 10,000 square foot. These properties go all the way up to 25,000 square feet. I think there's in here like the little show villas that I don't think we've ever seen on the vlog, so let's go see them. All Emaar sales centres, they give free drinks and sometimes food. And see, when you come like after October, the queues is mental. It's as if you're in Starbucks. I must be the only psycho that drinks hot coffee when it's nearly 50 degrees outside. So these are my favourite little ensemble moments in the whole of Emaar Oasis. These are actually villas. I mean, this one's a little bit broken, but I would show you the full master bath. I'm going to try another one. But this is your contemporary, this is your classic, and this is your chamfer. So these will be running out throughout the full of Oasis. Now there'll be different sizes, there'll be different, a little bit twinging and differences per cluster. And there may be only in some clusters, there'll be no 6 beds in this style, maybe there'll be 2. It really varies to give a little bit more of a less Lego looking style community, rather a more unique. Let's see if it goes up. Yeah, I think they're a little bit broken. They are 3 years old. Think of all the kids that used it. But these are your classic 4 bedrooms. I'm going to go upstairs to show you a Lavita. Lavitas, in my opinion, are one of, well, I personally think they're all undervalued. But a Lavita especially, I believe, are super undervalued. The reason being, Lavita goes up to 25,000 square feet. Remember, if you've watched the vlog at my house, I look onto a neighbouring property of that size and scale. They were sold off plan, the Tissimas, at 40 million and they're now reselling at 80 million. These Lavitas in Oasis, you're buying in at around 40 to 50 million. Now think, the Tissimas are looking at an Exora townhouse. My view is great. Is their view as good as my view? Probably not. These are looking on a crystal blue lagoon. There's privacy, 7 to 8 meters away from your neighbor. You're 14 to 23 meters away across the lagoon from the other clusters. These are really the epitome of an exclusive mansion within the Oasis. And just look at them. They're bloody unreal. So we actually have a few that are really, really well priced. Just putting it out there, so if you are interested, drop me a message. But these are the only mansions in the Oasis that has underground parking. It is something I've questioned a lot, and I'll ask you if you're watching. Do you not think it's a bit mental to have a villa and mansion community, but only the 25,000 square feet houses have underground parking? I mean, they're massive houses. I think they have about 7 car garages, but even if my house was 15 or 12,000 square feet, I'd still kind of want one. Something maybe Emaar watching this, take for your next launch. We should have had more of them. But yeah, these are honestly crazy. They're across 4 floors. You've got basements. There's 6 and 7 bedrooms. I was about to say we'll try and get this one to go up, but they didn't go up. Like, look, all the way round and down. They really are incredible. If you're interested in them, drop me a message. I've got some great options. None other of the Oasis height, and they're the other. So you've got 4 types of mansions: Fea, Nea, Amman, and Alana. But yeah, you can see they're just going to be absolutely incredible. Crazy the price per square foot you're buying them in. It works out around like 2,000, just under, for this size of property. And I promise you right now, you billionaires and millionaires of Dubai will be wanting one of these properties. This is where they'll be wanting to live. That's basically it. I wanted to show you here, to show you the Emaar Dubai Hills, to really understand who Emaar is. They've built everything, including the Burj Khalifa. We're here early morning, midsummer, and it's still got people in it. There's meetings taking place, there's agents. You would think right here because we're at the corner, but I'll show you over. There is agents here, there's meetings taking place, people are buying. Who the hell are Emaar? They're on top of every single building. Do you know what I mean? I had to bring you here so you could really understand who they are, because this is the reason that there's value in the Oasis. To finish up this vlog, a little spanner in the works. I'm going to show you a project that not many people know about, and if you went there, there's not even a shop open. But I can promise you, you will call me up in 5 years and go, or even maybe 10, and go, wow, this is really bloody cool. Because it is. So I'll show you. Hey, so that's us done for today. Hope you got a better understanding of Emaar and a little bit of outlay of what the houses look like and why the Oasis itself is really going to be low density and that exclusive community that I feel like is actually needed in Dubai right now. I feel like everything's quite overpopulated and overdense. But if you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment if you want me to film anything specific. It's always good to get ideas because I do often have brain farts and don't know what to speak about. But thank you for watching.